What is going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the achievement Master of Pyromancy. Now there's going to be a total of 24 different pyromancies that you need to collect for this achievement. Also, we're going to be going in the DLC. So if you are on the base version of the game and not the Scholar of the First Sin Edition, then you won't have to do the DLC. But if you are on the Scholar of the First Sin Edition, which most people are, then you'll have to do the DLC. Now, depending on how many videos you've watched of mine in the past, you may be able to skip a few things in this video, so I highly recommend going down to the description and looking at the timestamps to skip the different pyromancies you have and to get the ones that you don't have. So without further ado, let's get into it. First batch of miracles, we're going to go to the Huntsman's Copse, and we're going to go fight the Executioner Chariot so that we can join the Sanguinary Covenant and buy the pyromancies from Tichy Gren. So just follow my path. I'm going to be going through here. Now I recommend killing these enemies. Don't run past them. I'm only running past them because I've killed the boss. So there will also be an invader at the end of this bridge that will fight you. So once again, I recommend don't running past them because you're going to have to go through a fog door. And you'll probably die if you just have a whole bunch of enemies following you. So there's the invader. So now for this boss, it's going to be the Executioner Chariot. It's going to be a gimmick fight. You're going to want to run and hide in these little alcoves. And then just wait for the Executioner to pass. And then just keep running past until you come up to here. And you can pull this lever right up here. And then you can fight the Executioner Chariot and kill him. It's pretty easy. So once you do kill him, we're going to come over here and head up the stairs and join the Sanguinary Covenant. So we're going to talk to this little guy right here. Join the Covenant. And then he'll sell you some pyromancies. So we're going to buy Firestorm, Great Combustion, and Fire Whip. For the next batch, we're going to go to Rosabeth and we're going to buy them. Now, if she's not in Majula, she's going to be petrified on the journey to the Brightstone Cove Seldora. So I highly recommend watching my video titled Gathering of Exiles to show how to bring her back to Majula. So, whenever she's here, we're going to go to buy item and we're going to buy Fireball, Fire Orb, Combustion, Poison Mist, Flash Sweat, and Iron Flesh. For our next pyromancy, we're going to have to go kill the Dukeseer Freya. And when you kill the Dukeseer Freya, you can come down here. And then in this room, you'll see the Duke. Now you want to kill the Duke, and you want to loot the key from him. And when we loot the key from him, we're going to go back to the chapel where we got infested by all the spiders. So after you get back to the church, you're going to see this door over here that you can now open with the Brightstone key. And you want to go and open up this door as well. And open up the chest. And inside of the chest will be the Great Fireball Pyromancy. For our next pyromancy, we're going to go back and talk to Rosabeth again. Again, if you don't know where she's at, you'll watch my Gathering of Exiles video to bring her back to Majula. Talk to her, and the items you want to buy are going to be the small orange birds. So make sure you buy like 2 of these. So after you have your orange birds, we're going to go to the Iron Keep. We're going to go to this area where all the lifts are and stuff. So first thing we're going to do is put on as much fire defense as you can. I have on the Flame Quartz Ring. And then you're going to pop an orange burr. So after you pop the orange burr, you're going to roll into these water canisters right here. And then as fast as you can, you're going to run over here. And you're going to jump into here. And open up this chest and take the pyromancy. So inside of this chest will be the Chaos Storm Pyromancy. For our next pyromancy, we're going to come to the Iron Keep. And we're going to go to the Belfry Soul area. So we're going to go over here, make sure you have a Ferrous Lockstone with you. You're going to use the Ferrous Lockstone and then climb all the way up the ladder. And then we're going to wrap around, drop down here, and then climb up this ladder. Now, I recommend clearing out all the enemies. So I'll come over here, clear out all the enemies, and then ring the bell that's inside of here. Once you've done that, we're going to turn around and go up this ladder. After this, we're going to run across this rooftop. And we're going to come over here, drop in, and then open up this chest. And inside of this chest will be the Immolation Pyromancy. To get the Fire Tempest Pyromancy, we're in the Shrine of Amana. Over there is going to be the second bonfire of the area, and over there is going to be the third. So I cleared out all the enemies to make it easy. Now you want to see this hut, and then you want to start working your way down. So look all the way down so you can see the path, and just start walking. Now there's going to be a chest around here somewhere, so just keep walking towards it. There's going to be a few enemies, so just deal with them. And then right here is going to be the chests. And inside will be the Fire Tempest Pyromancy. For our next Pyromancies, we're going to go talk to our good old buddy Agdane in the Undead Crypt. So come up to him, talk to him, and buy the Warmth Pyromancy. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Aldia's Keep. Now make sure you're hollow for this, otherwise it will not work. You have to be hollowed. Make sure you don't go over here and click the lever either, or you'll ruin the quest line. But the first thing you want to do is you want to go up here, talk to this guy. He'll ask you to go kill some NPCs, just tell him yes. The first one is going to be Laddersmith Gilligan. Now there's going to be a way that you can do all the NPC quest lines without killing them, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So now I'm in Majula. Laddersmith Gilligan is also in my Majula. If you haven't watched my video titled Gathering of Exiles, I highly recommend doing that, because you're going to need to move a whole bunch of NPCs over to Majula for this. So talk to Gilligan when he's in Majula, and he's going to sell an item called the Ladder Miniature, so make sure you buy that item. Once you buy that item, we're ready to go back to Navlan. So after you get the Ladder Miniature, talk to him and he'll give you something called the Dispelling Ring. Now the next thing he wants you to do is go get Kale the Cartographer's helmet, and I'll show you how to do that right now. If you've watched my video titled Curious Map, you can skip this next part. Now, I do have a video titled Gathering of Exiles that I recommend watching, because you need to move Kale the Cartographer into Majula, as well as get something called the Mansion Key. So I highly recommend watching that video first. And then if you want the summarized version, you basically just come to the Cardinal Tower bonfire. You run over here, and you'll see over there the scaffolding in the far distance. You basically just run over here, jump down, and he'll be in that tunnel over there. So talk to him, get him to come to Majula, and you'll be all set. So for the Kale the Cartographer side quest, basically it involves you killing a whole bunch of enemies and collecting bonfires. The first bonfire is going to be this one, which is the Cardinal Tower in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. And you also want to go kill the last giant. The second bonfire you want to light is going to be the Salt Fort bonfire in the Lost Bastille. And you also want to make sure that you kill the Lost Sinner. The next bonfire and boss is going to be the Idol's Idol in the Iron Keep. This is where you turn off the fire, and you also want to make sure that you kill the old Iron King boss. The next bonfire and boss is going to be the Hidden Chamber bonfire in the Black Gulch. You get here by using a Fragrant Branch of Yore, and then after you get this bonfire, you want to go kill the Rotten. So the next bonfire is actually kind of tricky, so I'll show you how to get it. We're going to be in the Brightstone Cove Seldora. You're just going to want to run over here, Drop down safely right here. And then run inside of here. Now there's going to be a ton of enemies, so just clear them all out. So after you kill all the enemies, you want to drop into this hole, and there'll be a ton of spiders. Just finish killing the spiders, and then light this bonfire right here. Now for the boss, you want to go kill the Duke's Dear Freya. Now the next bonfire you want to light is going to be in the Undead Ditch. So come to here, come over here, navigate your way through the rocks, and then light this bonfire right here. Now for the next step, you want to go get the King's Ring. This is at the end of this area. If you do have trouble getting this, you can go watch my video titled King's Ring. So the final bonfire we're going to get is going to be this one right here. It's going to be the Dragon Shrine bonfire. And the item we want to get at the end of this area is going to be the Ashen Mist Heart by talking to the giant dragon. If you have trouble getting that, you can go search for the video on my channel titled Ancient Dragon. So now all you want to do is just come back to Majula, and this part's pretty easy. After you get all 8 prerequisites, which is getting the bonfires and the different bosses and stuff, and you've also made Kale come to Majula, you're going to use the house key. You're going to run all the way to the right, come down here, and it'll be here. So you'll see the map. You'll know you've done it right when you see 8 flames, so make sure you count 8. And then if he's not here, you want to reload the area and then come back. So I just rested at the Majula bonfire, and then you'll see him pop up. Just make sure you exhaust all of his dialogue. He'll give you all of his armor, which is what you want. So once you have Kale's helmet, you want to come back, give it to Novelan, and he'll give you the Simpleton Spice. So now, he'll ask you to kill Falcon. Just say yes. Now we need to go get a scepter, so go to the Huntsman's Copse. So now we're in the Huntsman Copse. You don't have to kill this guy if you have 20 faith and 20 intelligence, because he'll just give you the staff. If you don't, then you can kill him, but make sure that you have all the hexes from him before you do. So if you talk to him, he'll just straight out give you the Sunset Staff. So now, make your way back to Novelan. So now that we're back in Novelan, just talk to him and give him the scepter. He'll give you the Pyromancy Forbidden Sun. To get into the old Iron King DLC, we're going to go to the Iron Keep. Now, I recommend going to the Igel's Idol bonfire and turning off the fire so that this thing doesn't kill you. And then pick up the Iron Key from this corpse right here. After you've gotten the Iron Key from the Iron Keep, you want to come to where you've killed the last giant. And then now you can open up this door. You're going to walk in. Be very careful, because there'll be salamanders in here, and you want to loot the bodies. So, in this body here is going to be what you need. And that's how you get the heavy iron key. So now you'll be able to access the DLC. After you've gotten the heavy iron key, you can then come to the Iron Keep Primal Bonfire, and then interact with the Serpent Statue. Now you are in the old Iron King DLC. Once you get into the Iron King DLC, over there, you'll get these things called Smelter Wedges, and you're going to use them on these things, which is going to give you Nadalia souls. So just come up to it, use the Smelter Wedge, and kill the thing. So when she dies, just pick up her soul. After journeying in the tower a little bit, you'll come to this room with a long ladder. Take the ladder down. And I've already killed her, but the second soul of Nadalia will be located right here. For the third Nadalia soul, you'll get into this room where there'll be a ton of enemies, and she'll be over here. So just come up to her and use the Smelter Wedge. And that'll be your third Nadalia soul. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come to this area with the giant chain leading across. Run across the chain and you'll be invaded by a guy named Waldron the Assassin. And I'll show you a quick and easy way to deal with this guy. So when you get him low, he's basically just going to run away from you. So just attack him normally. So when you get him low enough, he's going to run. Use a C to tree of giants, and the rest of the enemies down here will kill him. So when you see that he's died, next thing you want to do is run down as fast as you can. This is an area that's cursed. So just run as fast as you can. You'll probably get cursed, it is what it is. And you'll see one of the Nadalia statues. Use your smelter wedge on it as fast as you can. Don't forget to pick up the soul as well. You're going to get to an area where you come outside and there's going to be no snow on the floor. And then you'll see a giant chain leading to another tower. When you go into that tower and work all the way down, you will find this fiery scepter. So pick up the scorching iron scepter. Once you have the scepter, come back to the bonfire room. You'll see this. Put the scepter in here so that we can go get the rest of our souls. So after you place the scorching iron scepter, you want to take the lift that goes all the way up. And we're going to head all the way through this area. And at the end of it, you'll see a chest that contains 4 smelter wedges. When you take the elevator all the way down, you'll come to this little alcove with all this ash everywhere. Right here will be the tower key. After you have the tower key, you can open up this door right here. There's going to be a few enemies inside, so make sure you just deal with them. After you deal with the majority of the enemies, you want to come down, go to the left, and then open up this door right here. Inside of it will be another Nadalia statue, so make sure that you kill this one and take her soul. So that'll be another soul of Nadalia. So from the foyer bonfire room, you're going to want to take this lift up, get off right here, and you're going to want to open up this door right here. So there'll be a ton of enemies in here. And in here, as you can see, there's going to be a Nadalia statue. So open it up and use your smelter wedge on it. Once you make your way all the way down the elevators and make it to the very bottom of this area, you'll find 4 different statues down here as long as a bonfire. Now, you want to kill all 4 of these statues before you fight the boss. Because during the boss fight, he will heal if you don't deal with these 4 statues. So make sure you get all 4 of them, as well as their souls. So here's the first soul. Here's the second soul. Here's the third soul. And here's the 4th soul. After you kill the boss of this area, you'll also get another Nadalia soul, as well as the Fume Knight soul. To get the last smelter wedge, as well as the last piece of Nadalia's soul, we're going to come from the foyer, we're going to open up this door right here, and then we're going to take the lifts all the way up. Now when you get up here, you'll probably be invaded by the prowlers. Just deal with the prowlers, they're pretty easy, and then just head on the rest of the way up. Now when you get into this room, you'll see Sir Alone's armor glowing red. Make sure you already have the Ashen Mist Heart, as well as killed the Fume Knight, and then interact with the armor. When you get into the Memory of the Old Iron King, there's going to be 2 summon signs here that you can summon to help. I recommend doing so. It makes the boss fight a lot easier. And then we're just going to run past all of the enemies. So just follow my exact movements. Just dodge the enemies. Run up here. And we're going to kill this salamander. Once you kill the salamander, jump into the hole. And then we're going to run past all the enemies coming up as well. Now the strategy for Sir Alone is you want to stay aggressive. And you want your NPCs to take the aggro while you poke them in the back, basically. So his boss arena will be right here. So when you kill him, you'll get his soul. And then you can come through this doorway right here. Interact with the chair and you'll get your last smelter wedge. Now since we have our last smelter wedge, we're going to go down to where the prowlers first invaded us. Now there will be another statue of Nadalia right here. Use your last smelter wedge on her and pick up the soul. Now since we have all 12, it will turn into one true soul, and we can go back to Strayed and turn it in for a spell. To get the Dance of Fire Pyromancy, you want to come to this room. This room has the second soul of Nadalia in it. And you want to come into this room, and the Dance of Fire Pyromancy will be on the corpse right here. After you've dealt with the Nadalia statue, if you come down here and go to the right, there'll be a chest in here, and inside of the chest we'll have the Fire Snake Pyromancy. For the next portions of the video, it is recommended to do it on New Game Plus or higher. For the next Pyromancy, we're going to go talk to Chancellor Welliger, and you have to be on New Game Plus 2 for this to work, so you have to beat the game twice and be on your third playthrough. Otherwise, he won't sell this to you. So just talk to him and exhaust all of his dialogue. He talks a lot, so just keep talking to him. And then he'll sell you some stuff. So he'll then sell you the Great Chaos Fireball. For next batch of Pyromancies, we're going to come to the Lost Bastille. Over there is the Salt Fort bonfire where you have to kill the Lost Sinner. But instead, we're going to come up. If this guy is petrified, you're going to need a Fragrant Branch of Yore to unpetrify him. And then once you do, talk to him. And we're going to buy the Pyromancy's Lingering Flame and Flame Swathe. Now for both soul spells, we're going to come back to Strayed. And we're going to click Trade. And we're going to get Toxic Mist, which is the Royal Rat Vanguard soul. Acid Surge, which is the Royal Rat Authority soul. You get Flame Weapon by trading in the Old Witch's soul, which you get for beating the Lost Sinner in New Game Plus. You can also use a Bonfire Ascetic to get this, but you have to beat the game 3 times anyways, so just do it in New Game Plus. And Outcry. You get this from getting all 12 souls of the Nadalia, and then it'll turn into the one true soul, and then you can trade it in for Outcry. This is the list of all 24 Pyromancies. You can go in the description below and look through the different timestamps to see which ones you're missing. And that's how we get the achievement Master of Pyromancy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys very much. God bless.